Welcome to the Laura and Benny show. We're back.
We are back.
We are back.
Reluctantly.
I'm like beating you around the place now for the last 10 days going, Benny, let's get the next podcast out there.
And we bumped into John too big at the cinema. So I said, this one's gone out for you, John.
Just for you, John. But yeah, like, you're throwing together and it's really busy and you're trying to like keep them going.
Yeah.
And then you're like, everyone I talked to recently is like, oh, we're really enjoying the podcast. I'm like, okay, there is somebody listening. We should probably try and keep this going over the summer.
You're not talking to all.
Hopefully not. But speaking of the summer, because that's where we're going, we're about to go into summer months.
Oh, well, I've actually a surprise for you.
What?
We're not doing that. This is a Benny moment. This is like ultimate like pulling a fast one. This could end up like the famous Roy Keane interview. This might not actually see air. Okay?
Okay, so I'm sitting here to talk about summer weddings.
We are going to talk about summer after this one. And then we're going to talk about transport after that one. But this is a surprise one.
Actually, sometimes I'm like, I just kind of want to kill you. Go on.
Yeah, this is like, we're going to bring the ruckus like the Wu-Tang Clan.
I'm terrified. What do you want to talk about?
Positive attitudes and behaving yourself and bringing positive vibes to a wedding day. Do you know? I reckon that you just think, like, whether you're a supplier, a guest, or a family member, it's like summer weddings are coming and you should be really, really nice.
I'd say I've gone like red from like here to here. And like when we do these, I'm usually the one that's like, right, Benny's to the topic what we're going to talk about. This is what happens when you're allowed to pick a topic. You want to talk about, what do you want to talk about? Say it again.
Well, we have a serious problem in our car. Every time we get into it.
Right, go on.
Yeah, there's like a fight between Apple Podcasts and like Spotify.
Okay.
And if Apple wins, we get to listen to Beyonce singing.
Oh, it's so annoying.
Ave Maria.
Does anybody else do that? Literally this one song. It's because I only bought Beyonce's album, is it?
Yeah, so it's in your Apple. So Apple decides like, oh, I'm gonna play. So it's for some reason we get Beyonce's Ave Maria.
Okay.
Or we get a motivational speech. It's like Spotify is like, Laura needs motivational podcasts.
I need motivation to get me through my
So this is like your motivational moment, Laura. You can take all those motivational podcasts and like channel them into this summer vibe.
I'm likely to go anywhere with this though because I'm not ready and I could go off on one, so I apologise.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you know the famous Roy Keane interview where he slated all his team and then he had to leave Manchester United because...
Does this mean we'll have to leave weddings though, or what's the story?
We might have to leave Ireland, yeah. We'll have to set up in another
So if
country.
anybody is easily offended, are they tuning out now, or are they actually the ones that should keep going?
So if anybody's actually watching this and they don't want to listen to all this, what we're saying is you can just come on the day and have fun for one day. Like we've seen so many, we're not going to give away...
Positive mental attitude, people.
We're not going to give away anybody's family secrets, but like we get the inside track on a lot of things and see a lot of suppliers do a lot of things, see a lot of celebrants do a lot of things, families, brothers, whatever it is, like we've seen it all. And it's like, just let it go for one day. Or if you're the wedding couple, you don't have to carry it throughout the whole day. Just shrug it off and kind of have the fun. So have the crack.
Okay.
But don't.
I'm constantly having the crack though.
Yeah, I know, and that's what it is.
I'm in the corner living my own little life.
In fairness, you do. I kind of keep quiet to an extent throughout the day, other than kind of like having a bit of interaction with the bride and groom, the bridal party, and stuff like that. But like, you're off like having a crack with the band, having a crack with the managers in the hotel. Like you'd be like getting on.
It's a day. I'm going to enjoy my day.
Father straight up there and kind of like fist bumping the priest and everything like that. Like,
I love fist bumping the priest. I don't know what to do.
Laura's down with the clergy.
Oh, listen, the clergy love me. Well, most of them do anyway. It's all good. It's all good.
We've Father Tom coming up soon, don't we? I was just thinking of good vibes.
Are you sure?
Maybe we have.
No, that happened already.
Yeah. Okay.
Father Tom does bring the good vibes.
He's good vibes.
Yeah.
He's like the benchmark of the
Reverend
good vibes.
Kingsley the last day brought the vibes on the guitar. I mean, that man was singing, he was
it.
playing the guitar, he was having the crack.
And he was all about friendship and that everybody should make friends.
Oh, listen, I've never heard someone say the word friendship so many times in one wedding ceremony.
Yeah. And Laura is one person for like making friendship. So
you can never have enough friends.
The motivational speech of Laura and Benny's make friends.
Yeah, but you gotta have the right friends.
That's it.
Okay,
right,
so I don't know where this is going. So you were leading this.
So
go.
We're really kind of like where there is possibly like one thing that stood out actually was, so the parents of the groom on the weekend, they were real old school and they were super nice, right?
Yes.
But actually he referenced, and I was surprised actually, like it kind of like it summed him up great. Like he kind of said, listen, his mum has an attitude of it costs nothing to be nice.
I loved that in the speech.
And that was like, it summed up the day perfectly, and people could take that up and kind of like, do you know what? There's no, like, in the wedding industry, like whether it's between like the mad photographer running around wrecking the head of the priest or whatever it is, or the videographer and the photographer baiting the head off each other because
this doesn't happen, people. It doesn't happen.
No, like, you know the characters, like whatever it is, and it could be even in the bridal party. Like sometimes there's like serious, like there's no need to take the sly digs. It was probably one of the random brides I had.
Actually,
like,
that you bring that up though, like the groom's father at the weekend, I really enjoyed his speech. And when I was leaving the wedding and we were going, you got into the car ahead of me, and the bride's parents were sitting at the door chatting to another couple, and they stopped me to say goodbye because this is like their third child's wedding we've done, kind of thing. And the man that was with them, he was really, really nice. He was like, can I just say one thing to you? I was watching in the speeches. I was like, oh God, where is he going with this? What was I doing in the speeches? He goes, you were really enjoying them. And there was a couple of things said by the groom's parents, and I could see you nodding along and smiling. And genuinely, like, this was because they had a really, really nice way of putting it together. It was fab. Yeah.
So it costs nothing to be nice. So on a wedding day, right? So if you're having family issues on a wedding day, or if you're a guest, we'll get on to the guests. Like, if you've kind of like, you don't love both sides of the people who are getting married, so like you might be invited one side, but you kind of like have an issue with the other side. It's like on the day, it costs nothing to be nice. It's someone else's wedding day. There's no need to have a filthy look in the background. You know, or whatever.
My photographs.
Ruining the photographs. That's another thing. And then the other thing was like, you only have to tell the truth once.
I like that. I love that saying though. It's true. Like, yeah, it's like you're gonna all the energy you're going to take up in your day by telling half truths or lies.
Yeah.
Don't tell.
And there's no need to go spinning tales or kind of exaggerating stuff. And I know we're all human and we all kind of like, you can't tell a good story without telling a good lie. But that's a different thing. That's just for the crack sitting at the pub. But
if something happens on a day, like, have a rant, get it out the one time, and move on with the day.
Yeah.
Like, if it's bad weather, don't talk about the weather all day long.
And the weather.
If something happened that wasn't supposed to happen, it's happened, it's done, it's been fixed, move on. Don't talk about it for the rest of the day. Life is way too short to be dwelling. Don't dwell, people, don't dwell.
And actually, when you say that about the weather, because we're kind of as well having another chat, and we didn't want the podcast turn into a big weather report.
We could just have weather forecasts once a week. I was actually thinking it'd be a lot easier than thinking of podcasts. Once a week, the two of us could sit down and be like, the forecast for this weekend, people, this is what you need to bring with you,
But like, so on Monday, Tuesday last week, I think it was the most horrendous weather in weeks and months and everything like that.
Horrendous.
But like, the bride just dealt with it, smiled, went on and enjoyed her day.
She dealt with it really, really well, but like at the same time, she was so looking forward to like the locations, and it was all outdoor, big scenic locations. Like, and the poor groom genuinely like didn't sleep the night before because he was so upset for the fact that he knew, not that she'd be upset, not that she'd be talking negatively about it, but she'd just be deep down a little disappointed in the weather. But as you said, her attitude on the day was amazing. And then when we got those like couple of dry minutes, the wind was like still massively up. We've got a kilt and long hair down and the wind's blowing everywhere, and they're just laughing with each other.
They're laughing, but
because
they
they're
were
outside.
dramatic photographs. So like,
brilliant.
it was windy. We got a break in the rain and that, but like they actually added to the photographs. They were dramatic and you had the backdrops and everything like that. So like in terms of, it wasn't the perfect day to have a wedding or to have a photo shoot.
But it was their wedding, because that's what it developed into. And like there was a bagpiper standing outside, and he stood outside in the pouring rain, the nicest guy ever. But they just made the most of it. And the family, like her brother, I remember her brother was amazing. He was like helping with all the kids, and he genuinely just smiled all day long. Nothing was too much hassle for him. Loved him. He was a great guy.
Yeah. Right. So other things, we're gonna lash through this, but in
general,
general,
I don't know where we're going. Go on,
in general, it's kind of like bring the positive vibes. Like whatever issues you've got going on, like enjoy the day, or if anything random happens on your day, whether it's super serious, like and super personal, like deal with it another day, or you know, don't let it hang up today. So one of the big things is
do a Casey and Darren and let them
move
on.
Yes, place is on fire. It's grand. Morning suppliers. So it's like in terms of like, so it's all, we're gonna randomly touch on everything on how you can impact the day. People probably don't realize how you can impact the day. So for instance, like if we turned up right and we were just had sourpusses and kind of like for whatever reason we're kind of like just in a bad mood. But if we kind of just like were expressing that bad mood needlessly throughout different sections of the day, it can kill the vibe of the room. So if you're a morning supplier, whether you're a hair supplier or kind of a makeup supplier, videographer or photographer, it's like you can help the atmosphere or you can kind of really kill the atmosphere. And I mean, you tell me stories of like some of the girls, like they're on cloud nine, like when they're working away and they're kind of cackling away.
Oh, like it's like even when you're like, you know, you go through all the details beforehand and then we're chatting the morning of, right, well, who's doing hair, who's doing makeup, who's doing this, and there's some names I hear, and the minute you hear them, like I haven't even met them yet, and not that my mood was low, but like I went from a good mood to, oh, I actually can't wait for this, because they're going to put me in a good mood for the day. And you're like, the thing with it is with suppliers, like we do a lot of weddings and it can be really busy seasons, but it does not matter how tired you're feeling. It does not matter how much in the back of your head going, I've so much editing to do, I have this to do, I have that email to answer. There's always so much going on in your head, I have this to do, that to do. The wedding couple you're going into, that's got nothing to do with them. And this is their day. So when you walk in the door, you just have to like throw that back into a cupboard in the back of your brain, put a smile on, and like if you put yourself in a good mood, like the vibe of the room will lift.
Yeah.
But as you said, if I were walking and kind of thinking, geez, I'm very tired now today, you know, not really feeling it, it's going to have an effect on the people in the room. Yeah.
And effectively, if you don't make that effort, it's basically what I'm saying is, if you come in with a bad attitude, don't make the effort or whatever, you can impact it. So in the same way, and we all know this for all types of situations where it could be like, say, a kid's event or a family event or whatever. It's like you put on a face because you've got something going on in the background, but there's no need to let that impact.
But it's only to get going. I find that like once you get into it, you're in it and you're grand. And like when you say put on a face, it's not a fake face in any way. No. Like I really enjoy people, like as in like people put me in a good mood, all different types of people, because like I find them entertaining in all different ways, and you know, you learn so much from meeting so many different people that it actually puts me in like great form and wedding day. Sure, you're just dragging me home.
That's true.
I was like, do one more song. He's like, it's half an hour long, get in the car.
You're on celebrants, but then as well the drivers as well. So like some of the drivers as well, they bring the buzz, their characters, they're genuinely trying to help. And then we've all had the cranky taxi driver or whatever. It's like, or the cranky busman or whatever it is, like in terms of transport. And it's like there's no need to have that big sulky bus. You kind of know what you're getting into in terms of your transferring from A to B, and just be polite and smile.
Most of them are great crack though, and I find in the mornings as well when they show up with the cars, like the poor dads, like they're hanging around. They've got like they're trying to hide from all the women getting ready. Yeah. And when the driver pulls up, and they're usually earlier than they say they're going to be, just to make sure they're there on time, the dad has another man to chat to, and then they've got a car to chat about, and it all adds to it. It's great. Yeah.
Celebrants. So Reverend Kingsley, kind of like he brought the joy and the happiness with his guitar and everything.
The crack.
So that's it. But again, it's like whether it's non-religious or religious, like whether it's a celebrant, say we've all experienced kind of like the celebrant maybe who's rushing through things, who forgot a piece of a ceremony or whatever, and it's like your attitude again, like if you're trying to get home before it's even started, you're onto a loser straight away. It's the same way if we were kind of like stressing about what time is the band going to start at early in the morning. You can't have that attitude. It balances out, it averages out. So in terms of celebrants and stuff, like it's such an important part of the day, and it's kind of like the best celebrants are like they're in the moment. They if something needs to be fixed or you just need to pause for a moment, they take their time and just say, we're just going to do something, and they do it, as opposed to kind of lashing through it or trying to move on and kind of out the door and gone. Like it really impacts the day.
It's huge. Like it's the wedding part of the day. Like so I always say you've got the party and the celebration, and then you've got the ceremony, which is the wedding kind of thing. And it is that one part of the day that like it's so important. Like I can't express how important it is. And the thing of it is, I know we're talking about like, you know, bring the joy lads, bring the crack, but like the majority of them are great. They really are. They really are. But I think that when you're booking your celebrant and stuff, like you'll get that vibe off people. Either you'll come off the call and you'll be like, oh yeah, you know, they were a bit of fun. Like I enjoy talking to them. I'd actually spend time with them. Is the way to kind of think about it. Or you can get off the call and go, oh God, I'm actually bored. That's not what you want, kind of thing. So everyone, like, you find your own celebrant and don't worry about it. And most of the priests and the reverends and everything, the majority of them are grand. They're great.
You might get the odd priest again who comes in like a wall and kind of everybody gets it, but like that is what it is. Like, you know.
Morning, Father.
So you just give him a big smile and kind of keep going. We can change his attitude. We can change his state of attitude. And then following video, I'll probably hang around with you for the whole day long. So again, it's like we always say it's about matching personalities. So like if you want the kind of the comedian laughter type guy, like that's a type of character. Then there's other guys that are so quiet and kind of keep to themselves, and then
you got the really serious, we're going to get very posy here type people.
Yeah.
But like it depends on what style of photography you want.
It's each your own.
And like I've always said to people over the years, like, and it sounds ridiculous, but if you think that you don't want to spend the day with us, please, for your sake and for my sake, do not book us.
Yeah.
Like I like, you don't want to spend the day with me, so I'm not going to want to spend, like, it's a two-way street for both of us.
Yeah.
So like, obviously, like the style of the photographer and the videographer's like actual footage, like their approach to capturing the day, and then their personalities. Do you know, like, it really is massive, because as you said, from 2 hours before the ceremony or even sooner, all the way through the day until you get on the dance floor, these people are going to be around within your radar. They're always there. Yeah. It's so important.
And then the band.
The band are great crack. Yeah. I always have the crack with the bands.
But they, like, some of the lads, like their lead guys, are they're a front man. They're a front man is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And a room could be so flat. And then within 20-30 seconds, they've turned the room around because they've just got the charisma.
It's a talent though. It really is. They're amazing. Yeah.
So that's kind of an example of whereby you're bringing the positive vibes and you're setting the tone. It's very much a thing whereby you've an influence. And the difference between, say, you all see the random band, they might be a pub band, is kind of what we say. And there's a big difference between playing a set list in a pub and kind of getting a room of people who aren't necessarily here to listen to you.
This is the difference between a band and a wedding band. Like, and it isn't a case of, like, everyone does things differently, but from experience, the band, they get up, they do a quick sound check, and they just start playing the first dance.
Yeah.
No announcement, no introduction, nothing.
Actually, it was Celtic Nights the weekend, was it?
They're great crack.
And they were perfect for that crowd.
I was actually sitting in the bar with them like beforehand, and I had tears running down my face laughing with the lads. They were mighty crack. And actually, the lead singer is going to a wedding that we're doing in March.
Alright.
So he's getting a day off. Not lovely. There you go. See them. But yeah, no, they're great for like getting the crowd going. Like, another one like, and he just stands out to me, is Benny from Vavaboom. Like, that boy has the most charisma you will ever meet in your life. He's sweating before he's even started the gig, but he's got so much energy. And I think these are people I actually love chatting to, because at the end of the day, when we could be 12 hours in already and we've done a lot of travelling and it's been a lot of, like, you know, a heavy day for like getting things done and getting the timing right, and then I meet the band and you have the chats with them and I'm back again, energised, because they're energised.
Yeah. I had some weird metaphor about the dance, but I don't really know what it is. But actually, I forgot to mention in terms of photo and video. So if you're a guest, right?
Yeah.
And some of the key moments that you're potentially in the background there, the entrance of going into the ceremony and the exit of the ceremony, and the other one is like the first dance. So like, there's no need to be setting the bride on fire with your eyes in the background of the first dance. Or
do you know if people even realise they're doing it sometimes though?
The cranky old auntie, it's like their big moment is exiting the ceremony, and it's like, so everybody's like, the dream thing is everyone stands and applauds and whoop, the couple are smiling and everything. For whatever reason, the auntie has got a face on in the background. It's like, just for that 10 seconds when they're walking by, throw on a smile if you're a guest, if you don't want to get caught out. It's kind of like,
costs nothing to be nice, Benny.
Costs nothing to be nice for those moments.
But no, it is true though. And like, it's like, I cannot, like, I sit in the room and you can hear me laughing out loud sometimes because I'm going through like moments in the ceremony and it'll be the first 2 rows. And it's not, don't think people, it's kind of like, you know, that resting face?
Yeah.
Like that bitching resting face.
That was actually the title of this before, when I caught you with it.
Resting bitch face.
Resting bitch face.
The Resting Bitch Face podcast. No, you gotta love it. Like, it's literally like, and the thing with it is, when you talk to them afterwards, they're actually really nice people. They just don't mean it. But like, there could be a really key moment, like where it's like, you know, like big moment, like say a couple of different angles. The bride could be putting the ring on the finger, and you kind of like getting across to her, video, photo, and then like the person just here behind the bride. It's arms folded back in the chair, and it's and you're kind of going, do you not like them, or what's going on? But it's I do think people just forget in that moment that like potentially you're actually in the wedding footage, and I can't get rid of you afterwards. You're there. You're not part of it, and you're definitely in the video.
I think I've survived this. I'm gonna drop some of it. Okay.
Well, I don't even know what's going on. I'm still kind of just going along with this.
But I think in general, like it's whether you're like, no matter whether you're kind of staff or a supplier throughout the whole day, or whether you're kind of like But I suppose the extreme thing is we know the inside track on families.
Yeah.
So we've known of the most serious feuds going on within families.
So
And then you're on the day and you're like kind of going, everybody behaved so well.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like in terms of,
Yeah.
so like what I'm trying to say is, so
Yeah.
no matter who you are on the day or whatever your connection is to the day, we've seen people behave on the day and still have their own crack
That's it.
in their own little group, in their own little
one day.
corner, without having to kind of make a big issue about it. And then we've seen other days where it's kind of like someone's just poking the bear all day long, and it's like you didn't need to do that, and it's kind of like just enjoy the day.
So
So
that some people love a bit of drama. Like they love the negativity and they love the drama and they love to dwell. And I literally couldn't be more the opposite person. But it's very rare you see it kind of thing.
big time,
Very, very rare.
So we're going to have positive summer vibes. You're now going to become a motivational speaker, and you kind of have to do that big kind of. Now you have to kind of.
Can we write out a motivational wedding speech for me, and then we can put a piano like music behind it, and it could be really like, you know.
Will you be playing the piano, or will we kind of like just get like stock footage?
I think we'll have to get stock footage.
Yeah.
I'm not there quite yet. Like I'm getting there.
Two hands apparently was the big brag there now the other day.
Two hands on the piano.
Two hands, folks.
Yeah, our daughter showed up early yesterday from France. Surprised the two
I
of
was
us.
about to say a certain
And,
band. I was like, you can always play.
No.
Won't go there. Won't go there. Won't go there. Go on.
But I was like, Amy, now that you're home, you've been away for 5 months. One thing I have to warn you about is my daily piano playing. Like, it's not great. The cats are screaming at me. Betty's probably out downstairs with headphones and noise cancelling going on. But I was like, you may need to leave the house for an hour a day. I'm just warning you. But yeah, it makes me happy. It's all about the joy in life. All about the joy.
Once you're happy and we're bringing the joy, that's all we need. Okay, we're ending this podcast. We're done. I can't believe we survived it. Well done.
You're so fucking bold. Like, I'm going to kill you.